Archie Bullard then, who won 2 out of 3 races here in split 1 on the full layout. Can he get all 3 to his name on the alternate layout? Luka Nik and Julius Stankowiak looking to displace him. And Julius Stankowiak, of course, very, very impressive in Tamworth and very, very consistent as well on the podium at Milton Keynes. But Bullard, of course, always raises the bar, and it looks like they're going towards the start-finish line now, and we're under green flag, and Bullard immediately launches away from Luka Nik as Julius Stankowiak all attacked in the background by Jack Redfern in the fight for 3rd position. Redfern is held at bay. Now Eliot Tuesley tries to go back around the outside of Redfern, and it looks like Fred Burden is getting in on the act as well as they disappear under the mound and reappear. And now Julius Stankowiak has got Jack Redfern all over the back of her as they rush through on the first lap. Out of fail, Bullard ducks his head down and he is absolutely sprinting away as we see Callum Bendelow in between Palmer and Williams right in the middle of the pack, of course, fighting for the lead of the lightweight championship. But up front, it is Bullard already starting to pull that minuscule gap that he needs in split 1. They're very much getting on with it now that we are in full racing conditions then. So a little bit further down the field behind Julius Stankowiak, who's lost out onto 3rd to Jack Redfern. As we see a little bit of a move going on, Fred Burden having to defend from Thomas Williams, who has kept Callum Bendelow at bay behind him. And then behind them, as we see, Bullard really starting to stretch his legs now, and you can see Fred Burden has got past Luka Nik up to 2nd position on that 2nd lap there. As they all come rushing through, you can see Ross Sandwell is, I believe, right behind Callum Bendelow in the middle of the pack in the fight for 9th position there. So as we see now, Julius Stankowiak lining up Luka Nik in his Fernando Alonso style helmet then. Stankowiak closing in behind. So a very, very close battle for what is now 3rd position, with Frederick Burden keeping a watching brief. Callum Bendelow tries to go around the outside of Adam Palmer, I believe, but is not able to make it through. You can see Archie Bullard just absolutely stretching his legs, but Stankowiak trying to get up the inside of Luka Nik, and she's been able to do it. A superb move into turn 6 there by the Polish driver, and she is back where she would want to be on the podium for the King's Brothers Racing, or should that be King's Sisters Racing, because Julius Stankowiak doing a mighty job. But look at this, another place lost from Luka Nik into turn 2 because Frederick Burden has gotten in on the act and up into P4. Meanwhile, further down the pack, Ross Sandwell, they're going too wide with Williams and Palmer, are Sandwell and Bendelow. So Bendelow still in 9th, and I think Alfred Shrub is in that mix as well. Look at this, very, very impressive from Jack Redfern. He is starting to close on Archie Bullard. This is Jack Redfern's local circuit, of course, the one he knows better than any other. Williams starting to get defensive right behind Callum Bendelow in the middle of the pack. Bendelow is starting to make up progress here, back up the order, but all attention, all eyes are going to be on Archie Bullard, just half a second ahead of Jack Redfern. 3 tenths faster was Jack Redfern on that last lap, and look at Frederick Burden trying to go up the inside, locking up into turn 3, just avoiding the wall, as Luka Nik now is going to be back alongside in that fight for 4th position. Somehow the pack rushes through the middle sector, and again, everybody gets through in roughly one piece, more or less. But look here, Jack Redfern continues to close on Archie Bullard. A little twitch into turn 6, but that was really him just trying to put Archie Bullard off, as we see Bendelow going up the inside of Tuesley into turn 6, and Callum Bendelow gets through. That's 8th position for our lightweight, Southern Lightweight Championship leader. And now Redfern is all over the back of Archie Bullard like a cheap suit. Bullard, who looked to as many expected to try and run away with this one, is now under attack. Stankowiak, by the way, is pulled away a little bit from Frederick Burden after that mistake from the British driver there. And you can see Ross Sandwell himself under a little bit of pressure. He's down to 13th, and Samuel Bennett is all over the back of him, but not as all over the back as Jack Redfern is. Bullard gets defensive and a little bit wide through turn 6 in that fight for the lead. Jack Redfern is going to have to wait a little bit longer, but he's only got 8 minutes left in this race to mount a challenge, as we see Tuesley in another battle just behind, in front of Adam Barras, but behind, not Adam Barras, sorry, but behind Callum Bendelow. Alfie Shrub, I think, he just made the move on him there. Jack Redfern, very, very patient. Him and Archie Bullard have crossed swords a couple of times before, and are looking to do so again. As you see in the middle of the pack, behind Luka Nik is Adam Palmer in 6th, Alfie Shrub is 7th, Callum Bendelow is 8th, and Thomas Williams is 9th. And look at this, Redfern is almost pushing Archie Bullard along. Bullard, he was saying to me, wide through turn 6. Bullard was saying to me before the race that he doesn't like these new karts. He feels that the chassis is a little bit bent. Williams defending from Tuesley into turn 6. It's getting very, very congested here between Williams and Kart 147 and Adam Barras. It was Adam Barras, sorry, that was in that battle. I should have stuck to my guns there. Adam Barras, of course, very much in split 1 here in the lightweight class. Barras now ahead of Tuesley, but behind Thomas Williams. Bullard has had a much better lap, starting to pull just a tenth or two away, as Frederick Burden now is starting to close down on Julia Stankowiak, and Stankowiak with very much given the call up from Kings Racing. No new overalls for her, of course, but desperately wants to make a show for the Kings brothers, as we see, by the way, Ashley Mason King making a move, and he's got a car in between himself and Ross Sandwell. That's crucial in the fight for the heavyweight class there. So he's just behind Adam Barras now, as we see Jack Redfern, only 6.5 minutes left in this race. Luka Nik now stunned to be caught by Palmer in that Lewis Hamilton helmet, and Alfie Shrub in that dark helmet, with Callum Bendelow keeping a watching brief on all of them. Jack Redfern, look, you can see Archie Bullard just looking over his shoulder to keep Jack Redfern in check. Will Julia Stankowiak be doing the same? Frederick Burden tries to go up the inside. Stankowiak sees it off. She's not going to be bamboozled that easily. There's little hit in the back from Palmer, just tapping the back of Luka Nik, and you can see Callum Bendelow almost being held up by the free carts in front of him. Alfie Shrub starting to feel a bit uncomfortable, bunched up as Malcolm in the middle here, and for up the inside goes Frederick Burden to 3rd. Julia Stankowiak loses out on 3rd position at turn 2 with just 5 minutes left on the clock here, and you can see Luka Nik under real pressure to defend that 5th position from Palmer, Shrub and Bendelow. But look at this, the fight for the lead is back on, and it is Jack Redfern going as far to the inside, but Archie Bullard does the same there. Stankowiak trying to get back on terms with Frederick Burden, but Burden just a little bit too quick on this occasion. And we see more fighting going. Adam Barras, just losing out there, as we see Ross Sandwell trying to get back up the inside of the Kart 147 to try and close on Ashley Mason King, but nothing doing at the present moment here. You can see tell Jack Redfern starting to lose patience here as he gets closer and closer to the back of Archie Bullard here, but Bullard is looking very, very strong, looking more and more confident by the lap. But look at this again, out of fail, Redfern just gets such a good launch, and Bullard has to see it off. Lap after lap after lap, he is able to do so. It's amazing that Jack Redfern does just bump into the back of him. Palmer looking over his shoulder, he is through on Luka Nik on this lap, and now it's Alfie Shrub's turn to try and get up another place in that junior class. Sandwell, meanwhile, is stuck behind. He has actually gotten through, and it's Ross Sandwell all over the back of Ashley Mason King at the present moment here. Stankowiak hasn't given up on trying to get that overall podium in juniors. 4 minutes left to go on the clock. Bendelow trying to go around the outside of Luka Nik and not able to do so, but he has gotten through. And speaking of getting through, here comes Jack Redfern again, always pushing along. A bit of grass cut there as Redfern tries to go to the outside. He's almost trying to put off Bullard. Bullard knows exactly where to position that real N35 D-Max car. Bendelow again having a go at Nik. Sells Luka Nik a dummy into turn 6. A beautiful move from Callum Bendelow as he gets up to 6th position overall at the head of the lightweight class. And look at this, Bullard again looking over his shoulder as there's just 3.5 minutes left to go. Can Archie Bullard do anything to halt the progress of Jack Redfern? He's done a brilliant job so far, but Redfern looking the strongest that he has in a while here. Again, he gets a great launch out of Vale, but this time a little bit too far back to make use of it. He will have to wait behind as it's all getting very, very tense into the braking zone as they all shuffle to react to one another. Stankowiak continues to put the pressure in the fight for third on Frederick Burden, but Palmer has pulled a little bit clear of the train led by Callum Bendelow as Adam Barris and Eliot Tuesley continue to swap positions, and Ross Sandwell has gone up the inside of Ashley Mason King to lead the heavyweight class there. Brilliant stuff from Ross Sandwell here. So 2.5 minutes remaining, and it is very, very impressive to see Redfern and Bullard have been close together the entire race, locked nose to tail. Redfern getting very, very close here. Again, they both go to the inside. It's two carts arriving as one, pulling to the outside very, very late comes Jack Redfern, but there's almost no room, not quite the overlap for that move to work out here, as meanwhile Palmer, Shrub and Bendelow arrive in that order into turn 6. Bendelow trying to get one over on Alfie Shrub. He doesn't quite need to do this. Meanwhile, Ashley Mason King is trying to fight back against Ross Sandwell. Not quite able to squeeze through on the exit of turn 6 there. Sandwell defending well, but as he left the inside open at the final corner, it's side by side. As they cross the start-finish line, Mason King has got the inside. He's back in the lead of the heavyweight class there. As meanwhile, Bendelow has cleared. Shrub is all over the back of Palmer. Bendelow lifting both his hands as if to say, when will this guy give up? Well, only 90 seconds left on the clock. One more lap to go at least for Archie Bullard to hold on if he wants to win this one. Stankowiak hasn't given up either, but neither has Alfie Shrub. He's back ahead of Bendelow. And now all over the back of Palmer through turn 6. Adam Palmer has been defending magnificently here. Ross Sandwell still fighting with Ashley Mason King for the lead of the heavyweight class. It's been incredibly tense. It's a 4 or 5 car train battle here, as now we see Palmer. Can Adam Palmer hold on, or will Alfie Shrub steal that position away from them? Luka Nik is almost falling into the clutches of Adam Barris now, and look at this, Redfern getting very close. Once more, this could be his final opportunity then. He's not quite able to get up the inside. Stankowiak has dropped off a little bit from the back of Fred Burden in the fight for third. Around the final 2 corners they come. 30 seconds left on the clock. We will get another lap. White flag is out, and Redfern is right behind. As actually no, they have crossed the line and they are pumping fists together. A great battle concludes, but it's Archie Bullard that wins. Palmer is just going to hold off Alfie Shrub in the fight for 5th, and it's Ashley Mason King going to cross the line and win the heavyweight class. Ross Sandwell is right behind him as they power towards the finish line. It is Ashley Mason King that holds on there by the skin of his teeth. A fantastic first split one race of the day. Battles all the way up the field, but nobody's going to be happier than Archie Bullard, Callum Bendelow, and Ashley Mason King, who are your 3 class winners.
We're joined by Archie Bullard, who picked up the win for Split 1, Race 1. Archie, looked like he had a lot of pressure from Murphy throughout that race.
Yeah, I mean, I was dealing with, well, I can't really say too much because I don't want to be rude, but top end was shocking. And bottom end was arguably even worse. So, yeah, I was dealing with the cart, and then once again doesn't turn right. So, dealing with that as well. But, yeah, keeping him behind me is what it is, really.
Well, we're joined by our heavyweight class winner from the Split A Race 1, Ashley Mason King. Ashley, pretty good race win.
Yeah, I'm more than happy with that. That was a really tough battle, as you can see by the look on my face. But yeah, I struggled, but it was really good. Massive battle with Ross. I think, to be fair, he was quicker than I was, but there was a few lightweights out of position because they sort of ruined their qualifyings. So they were in and amongst us, in front of us, behind us, and yeah, that sort of brought me and Ross together, and then we had a really good battle towards the end.
I mean, you two were separated by a few cartlands for the majority of the race, but how difficult difficult is it having the lightweights that you've kind of got to negotiate through, and some of them are negotiating past you?
Yeah, sure. It's difficult to sort of figure it out, and I mean, I knew that certainly like Daniel Valen, that he had his cut sort of cut out on their qualifying lap, so I knew that he was going to be coming through real quick. So a lot of the time, it's just figuring out whether you need to let them just go. So you don't slow yourself down, and then but sometimes it's good to have a bit of a buffer in between you. So if you can, get through, which I did manage to, but Ross was that good that he just quickly nipped through, and he was right behind me the whole time.
Another close race then for race 2?
I hope so. Yeah. As long as I can get my energy back. Yeah.
Well, we'll leave you to it. Go get yourself some water. Congrats on the race win.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Maddie.